What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back here for another video. I will be talking about obviously the game yesterday, Huddersfield Town versus West Brom, which finished in a 2-2 draw, as we all know. So yeah, it's going to be a similar style to how I do my live streams, but I just wanted to pre-record this episode today. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And yeah, and comment your thoughts on the game yesterday too. I would love to hear from you. But yeah, like I say, let's have a look then at the lineups. That was the first piece of kind of talking point that always happens before a match, isn't it? You know, if you agree with the lineups, if you don't. I think personally, I think that I didn't mind the lineup, if I'm honest with you. Obviously, it were a 3-4-2-1 formation. It was really good. I don't mind that formation. Now, probably the only kind of question mark I had was obviously Russell coming in. Obviously, before the match, we did find out that Hogg was injured, so that was always going to be a big kind of void to fill. But yeah, it was one of those. You know, we had to bring somebody in. I personally would have gone for someone like Kamara instead of Russell. I just think, you know, what we've seen of Kamara so far has really impressed me, and yeah, I just think he maybe deserved a start. So, but yeah, it is one of those. But yeah, I didn't mind the lineup. Like I say, obviously Tino coming back into the team as well. And yeah, it was a good side to kind of start with. So I had really no complaints really about the lineup. So yeah, let's talk about the game then. Obviously, we certainly took the game to them, didn't we, in the opening exchange, and really came out the blocks from the very off, which usually it does take us a while to get going usually in a match. But this game, we really did start the quicker, and we played really well, really looking dangerous on the front foot and really causing a threat. And yeah, obviously the first goal came, and I'm smiling now because the more I watch this goal, the more I fall in love with it. Trust me. Obviously Tino an absolute beauty of a goal. In fact, this should be one of the Goal of the Month awards, if not Goal of the Season awards, because I don't think he will ever score a better goal in his life. If I'm honest with you, maybe that's a bold statement. Maybe he will because he's got the quality to do so. But you know what I'm getting at. It was an absolute worldie, like I say, from the corner. We did a short corner, and obviously Tino was on the edge of the area, and then he just wrapped his foot round it right into the top right-hand corner. It was an absolute beauty, and yeah, what a moment for him, and you know what an impact he's made so far since he came back to the club. I really love watching him. He's such a live wire, such full of energy, and yeah, he's a joy to watch. But yeah, what a goal! Like I say, in the 11th minute, and it was the perfect start for us, definitely. And then obviously we kept kind of going, and obviously we scored in the 30th minute. And guess who again? Of course it was. It was Tino Andrin. Again, a brilliant goal. This was not easy to finish, but you know the way he kind of he pressed the full back. He made a mistake. You know, they seemed to be terrified of Tino really when he was driving at them and pressuring them. So yeah, he obviously won the ball, and then he really rushed on through, clean on through, one-on-one with the keeper, and yeah, a beautiful finish. And it was an absolute brilliant goal that came from the press, and he was the star of the show yesterday, and yeah, he was just outstanding in every way. And obviously, like I say, in the 37th minute, West Brom pulled a goal back, which, having looked back at the goal, it was so poor, wasn't it? Such poor defending. You cannot afford to be leaving players in the box, especially of Jed Wallace's quality. And yeah, obviously he finished the goal off, but he couldn't really miss from there, in my opinion. It was a simple goal for him. But yeah, questionable marking in the area. You know, it just has been a problem, hasn't it, since the start of the season? You know, conceding goals, unfortunately, and we just haven't been able to keep them out. It's just not good enough, really. And yeah, that gives them a bit of optimism that they can get back into the game. And you know, obviously we see out till half time. It was 2-1. But yeah, we just could have, you know, if we could have just held out till half time without conceding, I think we probably would have won the match. But the fact that we let them back in just before, it gave them that confidence to go into the second half and try and get another. But yeah, it wasn't really. It wasn't what we wanted, like I say. So obviously going into the second half, you know, I mean, it was a game that, you know, having gone 2-0 up, you do expect to see out the game, and I don't care what anybody says. The reality is when you do go 2-0 up in a match, especially at home, you have to be seeing the game out. There's no excuses. Now, obviously, Jed Wallace again is on the score sheet. I mean, yeah, it was poor defending again, to be honest with you. Not as bad as the first one, but it was still a poor goal to concede in the 57th minute, and they're back in it. You know, they're all level, sorry. And yeah, it was such a frustrating afternoon in the end, unfortunately for us. I just think, you know, it was definitely 2 points dropped. There's no doubt about that. And the fact is it feels like a loss. And yeah, I mean, let's talk about the changes, because I'm sorry, but it was very strange, the substitutions that Schofield made. I'm sorry, Danny, but I just don't get what you was trying to do with the changes you made. Bringing off one of our best players, Tino, in the 59th minute, I don't get it at all. Like I say, I don't think he looked tired, really, in my opinion. I think he looked fine, and he was on for a hat trick. So keep him on. He was going to keep causing a threat and causing a nuisance himself. So yeah, you should have kept him on. Like I say, brought Holmes on, who didn't do anything in the when he came on. But it was strange that we took off one of our best players in the match, to be honest with you. I don't get it. And then obviously we did make another change, which again I was kind of scratching my head and thinking, what are you doing? So Danny Ward came off again, another player that played fairly well, to be honest with you, and one of our best players as well. Even though he didn't score, he still was very, dangerous, and still caused that threat. But what makes matters worse is he brings on a midfielder, and you've got Rhodes sitting on the bench that has started the season so strongly, and he's a striker. But I don't understand why we didn't play with a striker for that period of 10 minutes. I don't understand what he was trying to do with that, if I'm honest with you. Very confusing. Obviously, Kamara came on. Now, I would have brought Kamara on. I'm not saying that the player that came on was wrong to do so. I think he should have come on. But arguably, Russell should have come off at half-time and been replaced by Kamara, because I just think Russell, I'm sorry, but I don't like picking out individual performances and picking on people, and that's not me, but he was awful. He was absolutely awful. He's just constantly ambling around the field. I'm sorry, but he couldn't get near any of the West Brom players. He doesn't seem to get stuck in. He just seems to get shrugged off the ball so easily, and he just didn't impose himself in the match, and he just didn't get into the match. But the fact that Schofield kept him on for as long as he did, obviously he came off on the 84th minute for Rhodes. I don't get why he was on the pitch for that long, when we could all see as fans watching the game that he just was really poor in this match. And yeah, he just didn't seem to. He was just running around, jogging around, should I say, and not doing anything. So yeah, it was a strain. And like I said, Rhodes came on and nearly scored in the end. But bringing Rhodes in the 84th minute, that's fine. But you're not giving him enough time to actually do anything. Obviously, it only takes one chance for John to score, and he did have a chance and he couldn't actually score it. But what I'm saying to you is he should have come on earlier. And yeah, it was a, like I say, we know about the situation we face ourselves now. Obviously, conceding 12 goals, including the League Cup, by the way, the Carabao Cup that we was in, is so poor. You've got to make sure you're keeping the goals out and giving yourself a chance to actually win matches. And I think that obviously the transfer window shuts on Thursday. It is important and vitally important we get a few more players in, and that was for all to see yesterday, by the way. We need some more players in, especially in the defensive side of things, because something has to give here. Because I know we was missing Lees yesterday, and I think Edmonds Green actually played very well, by the way, yesterday. I think that obviously that it was constantly winning headers. And he did have a fairly good game, but the reality is we're still conceding goals. We have still conceded 2 goals yesterday, and obviously Edmonds Green had to come off anyway. Mind you, it was late on in the 83rd minute for Boyle, but yeah, I just think we need some more defensive options. I really do. Potentially, maybe obviously Simpson's. There's talk of Simpson coming in. I'm not sure what's happening with that. To be honest with you, it seems to be taking forever to go through. We need another a striker to maybe give another option, that you can bring on from the bench. But yeah, it's again, you've got to focus on the next one. Obviously, we've got Bristol on Wednesday, and this game is even bigger now in a sense, because we've actually put more pressure on ourselves. Because like I said, we were in a good position in this match. We threw away the lead, we bottled it, and now we go to Bristol on Wednesday night really needing to win. And the pressure will continue to build on Schofield. You know what, I love Schofield. He's a great guy, but it's a results business, and if you're not getting results, the longer this goes on, the more kind of questions are asked. And yeah, we do need to be picking up results. But yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? We need to go into the game on Wednesday and we need to win the game, because I'd never look at the table at this point of the season, to be honest with you, because it matters where you are after the 46 games. But I just think that we need to be getting wins on the board now and quickly, because it's just not. We don't want to be fighting another relegation fight this time. We don't want to be in that moment, from obviously being where we were last season to where we are now. It's just. But like I say, my emotions yesterday, yeah, it was very much frustrated. Like I say, it felt like a loss. We should never have blew a 2-0 goal lead. There's no question about it. We've got to manage the game better. And yeah, it just seemed to me like when we scored the 2, we seemed to just sit back a bit and invite West Brom on, which I don't get that either. But yeah, it's so frustrating. We move on to the next one, Bristol on Wednesday. I'll be doing a review, a preview for that, in the next day or so. Probably do it tomorrow, actually. Again, it'll be pre-recorded, so it will be going up on the channel tomorrow. Let's say tomorrow about 5 o'clock. But yeah, Tino, the star of the show. What a performance from him, by the way. Man of the match. There's no question he was the man of the match yesterday. The way he played in that game, he's just getting better and better as the games go on, and the more we see of him. And I was just delighted for him. I really was to see him make the biggest contribution he's made in the side so far since coming back. Yeah, it was fantastic, and long may it continue, because I think that it will have a really strong season. He's a key player in our squad, But we just need to sort the defence out. And I think the midfield was struggling yesterday as well. And like I said, all those people that question Hogg as well, by the way, when you bring him out the side, you realise what you've missed. And you realise what impact he makes in that squad. Because you could see it, without Hogg, we really do struggle. So, actually, Hogg is one of our key players. And, yeah, without him, we struggle to actually have a base of a good midfield that you need in a match. So, yeah, it just highlighted the importance of him. But yeah, it is one of those. We move on to the next one, like I say. But yeah, 2 points dropped again in a winning position, which is not good enough at all. And we just have to keep going, but we do need new signings in, like I said earlier, obviously in better from Man City, the youngster, obviously centre back, 6'1", that I spoke about earlier on. He needs to come in, and we need to get Helik. I can't say his name, from Barnsley, centre back. We need to get them in, and we need to get Simpson in. If we get a few players in before the window shuts on Thursday, I will be happy. But yeah, it just had a sense of frustration, annoyance, and really, if we look at the grand scheme of things, you can't afford to be taking off your best players and putting, and not playing with a striker for a period of time as well. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not going to keep rambling on about the game, guys, but yeah, as I say, if you do like the video, please hit the like button. It does help with the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. We are on the road to 200 subscribers. You can also follow me on my socials, Twitter and Instagram, HTFTV8. So please go and follow me on there. I really appreciate everybody's support so far. So thank you, everybody. But yeah, that's it from me. Have a good rest of your bank holiday weekend, whatever you decide to do. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Goodbye.